Hello everyone, my name is Robin, and welcome to my reaction to the RWBY Volume 9 Extended Epilogue Animatic. This is basically the way that Volume 9 was supposed to end. It was originally written as RWBY Volume 9 Chapter 12. If you do only care about the reaction, go ahead and click the playhead below. It's there. I can't tell how to, I used to be good at, gesturing around the screen, and now I suck at it because I moved recently. And this is different, and I'm on the opposite side of the screen now, so it's weird. But I do have some orders of housekeeping to get into before this reaction to sort of fully explain what we're getting into and what I think about it, my first impressions and predictions as well. Before I get into anything, RWBY Volume 10, not greenlit yet. The future of RWBY, very uncertain. We don't know anything right now, but we will know when we need to know. And basically what that means is we will know around May 10th, because that is when Carrie or other people will have to say something. Wait until May 10th before, really asking what's going on, because that's when the answers are going to have to be given. But in the wake of all of this stuff, all upcoming RWBY content, so that's RWBY Volume 9 Beyond, this epilogue animatic, the Grimm campaign installment that they have, as well as now some behind-the-scenes commentary thing if they are still going to do that, those are all free to watch at this point. You don't need a first subscription to watch them. To get into this epilogue now, so I do still think that the episode is going to end with RWBY saying, her "Hey everyone." I do believe it will end there because Eddie Rivas had once shared a script. It just made it seem like that was the end of the script. That was the end of the volume. Everything that I'm expecting to get out of this now is before the entire animatic started. They might have cut some stuff out of the in-between of what we saw. Like there might be something between Winter's monologue and the ending that got cut out because maybe it was a little too spoilery. That's kind of what they made it seem like at RTX, if I remember correctly. But for the most part, everything that I expect to see out of this is the beginning of the episode leading into Winter's monologue. I think that we're going to see some kind of day-to-day interactions of everybody in Vacuo. I do think we're going to see a scene of Raven introducing herself, maybe giving Team RWBY a very quick bits of what's happened, how things have changed, maybe setting up a little bit of the Vacuo arc overall in her words. That might be how the episode starts. I think that's how it's going to start. And then from there, we're going to see scenes with the Vacuo crew, everybody that we've seen from every kingdom at this point, perhaps. I feel like the entire world is in Vacuo. I don't know what Glynda Goodwitch is doing. Maybe whatever's going on with the Beacon Relic might require her presence over there, but I also kind of doubt it. I don't know. I'm expecting scenes with Ren, Nora, Oscar, Emerald, and Crow. I'm expecting Headmaster Theodore and Professor Rumpel. I've not read Before the Dawn. I need to, and eventually, hey, Volume 10 comes out. I'll read it before then, but Coco, Fox, Velvet, and Yatsuhashi I'm expecting. Maybe Team Sun, I'm not sure. If we see Ilya and Gira and Kali, that would be the best thing ever. I don't know if we will. I feel like they're kind of the most pie in the sky out of every character that could possibly show up. But I would very much appreciate seeing them. We might see a little bit of Tyrion and Mercury. I kinda doubt it though. That's about all I have to say. Without further delay, let's get into the RWBY Volume 9 Extended Epilogue Animatic. Okay, so I do see that we have a moment with Eddie and Carrie first before getting into the proper episode. Let's see what they have to say.
I'm Carrie.
I'm Eddie.
And we have something to show you. This is the original ending for Volume 9. It was going to be the 12th episode that we had to cut for budget
12.
and asset reasons, but...
So they're just saying it's the 12th,
hey,
okay.
let's share it with you guys.
Yeah, you'll probably see some version of this in Volume 10. It won't be one-to-one, but it'll be something kind of like this.
Exactly.
If and when it does come back.
That's exactly what they said
Some brief context before you watch it. Chapter 11 of Volume 9 originally ended with the gang getting back to Remnant. They were looking at their own gravestone, and there was a little bit of a cliffhanger where someone appeared and walked up to them. We didn't know who that was, and that comes back into play in the animatic.
And this is in no way polished or finished. We didn't animate it, but we thought it was in a good spot, and we wanted to share with you. We still really love the end message of it and the way that it caps off Volume 9. So
yeah, it was a good. There's a lot of contention about
so
a lot of differing opinions about
appreciate it.
A lot of people really thought no, let's just leave it at where Volume 9 ended. So it's really good that they were able to end it how well they ended it, but I do have a lot of confidence
We buried our friends today.
Oh. Nora, man! So
I mean,
good
you
to hear.
can't really bury someone that isn't there, but
Yeah.
we needed to do something.
Oh.
We needed to move on.
Yeah.
Putting the memorial at the gate site was Ren's idea.
Yeah. That's probably for the best.
I think everyone lost something that day.
Yeah. So they're kind of just using the score from Volume 9 in the background of this. Yeah. Ugh. So this would have been in the sandstorm, yes, exactly. Probably would have been different music than this, but this is what they had. Raven! Oh, Coco. Okay, Coco. I was thinking that it looked like Raven's sheath for a minute. I don't know why.
When the sandstorm cleared, we saw Ambrosius had kept his word. We were just outside the city.
Yeah.
It was a relief for us. But for the Vacuans...
Yeah. Yeah. At least you got the entire world of Huntsman. Not the entire world yet, maybe.
Grim attacked the city for days.
Ooh. I don't know if that was like a blind worm or something. I feel like that might have been an after the
Things have
fall.
calmed down since then. But there's still something worrying me.
I love that it's
the
Nora
last thing
animating
we need
this.
is a kingdom of orphans.
It's not our fault we're here. No one came to help us when we needed it.
We've had our own problems.
Yeah,
the
they
world
don't.
doesn't revolve around Atlas.
Yeah,
What's wrong
the
with orphans?
anti-Atlas sentiment for sure. Damn, you tell him! You tell him, Nora!
Hey, everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I want to go home.
What if we can't move on?
Yeah, she still has her scars.
What if we're all just too... scarred?
If there was anything I wish I could borrow from you, RWBY, it would be your certainty.
Yeah.
You always believed things would work out. All the way up until the moment they didn't.
Yeah, and, well, that kind of changed, but it got better, so you'll be good on that, at least. Ooh.
Ozpin has no explanation of what might have happened to you, your team.
Yeah,
Sean.
that's out of his
I thought maybe I could search for an answer.
Yeah.
But given Vacuo's history of colonization, its records of antiquity are even worse than most places in Remnant.
Yeah. Ozpin wouldn't know. Which kind of... Oh,
Oz is
I'll talk
fighting
about
our
that
merger
later.
just as hard as I am. We are in unforeseen territory now. Everyone worries the next Grim assault will be the last. Too many people to take care of. Too many emotions. And dwindling time.
Yeah.
You always believed in the best.
Mm-hmm.
Saw people for who they really were.
Yeah, I've got something to say about Oscar and Ozpin
Some
later.
of us don't know anymore.
How did you do it, John? How did you go from the boy at Beacon to the leader at Atlas?
I love that we're getting monologues with everybody.
When you lost so much in between.
Wait, is this
Hey,
Velvet?
I was going to try and cook some dinner for the gang, if you want to stick around.
Oh, that's really sweet. But I told Velvet I'd help her get more supplies out to the edge settlements. Would feel bad eating before those guys, you know.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it. You just keep up the great work. Let me know if I can help.
You got it.
Nora, she's putting the world on her shoulders, and Oscar
Blue, huh?
just isn't himself.
Yeah, he's not. I like the way that they framed
I
it.
realized how much you did to hold us together. Yatsu, hey, I was just about to...
What now?
Who
Oh.
are they?
Tyrion and Mercury are here. I think that's... Who is that? Is that Cinder? A place for royalty.
For a while, I've tried telling myself that even though we lost a lot in Atlas, Salem's forces were damaged too.
Yeah.
She's able to recover by preying
Quite
on
a
those
lot.
filled with fear and anger.
And she can just make... I mean, I don't know how many hounds she has, but...
We have to overcome them.
I've finally accepted you aren't coming back.
Yeah.
It should have been me.
Exactly. So this is, at this point, this is what
You,
we've seen.
not Penny.
However, there's about 3 more minutes left than what we
I was
know.
the one who stayed at Ironwood's side for far, far too long. I was the one who let the staff fall into Salem's hands.
Yeah. Again, this should have been
Because
me.
of me, Penny is gone.
Yeah, Cinder or Winter.
Forever.
Winter was as good as. Winter was completely ineffective in the relic chamber, or in the central location. Like Winter might as well have done absolutely nothing. She had no positive impact.
The Winter Maiden, Mishni.
What's happened?
When Salem left Atlas, she came to Vale.
Did she know?
Now there's nothing left.
Where's Glynda?
Gone, trying to find help. We led the civilian retreat, brought as many people with us as we could, and this is the only place we could think to go.
Yeah, I mean... So Glynda's in an uncertain place. I'm willing to bet that the relic is not completely
You were the one
accounted
who
for.
believed in people.
You stole it! Give it back!
This is back to what we
Had
know.
faith they could be good. Whitley, Mother, they've worked hard to make amends, to fit in.
One step at a time.
But no amount of determination or hard work will change
This is the
where we
same
find
music as
ourselves
we've
now.
heard
Filthy
last
schneeze!
time.
Not so
think.
high and mighty now, are you? What's it like living at our level?
I'm sorry.
We're leaving. Okay?
Yeah.
How long are we supposed to live like this? Let's just leave.
What do you do when there's no hope left?
Is that the Badger? Yeah, he's like, I'm done.
You would know what to do, sister. You were the true heir to the Schnee name. You and your friends, you did everything you could to save the world. You would be so disappointed in us.
Whitley, you really should cover up.
No, I won't hide forever.
Yeah, that's more an identity thing than, like, later on. We gonna see Pietro and Maria, though? Like, I mean, I forgot about
Maybe
them.
It's for the best that you didn't have to see this waste.
You could say the narrative also did.
Call me crazy, but I'm actually feeling a little optimistic about things. Go figure.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's bad. In fact, it's probably never been worse. And yet, you can still see the good in small things. Acts of kindness, people trying to atone for past wrongs. Like an oasis in the desert. It's all a matter of perspective.
Yeah. That was a good moment. I like the use of the word perspective there, for sure. Joanna just playing with kids like that. That's cute. So she just conjures a ball from her semblance. That's funny. I didn't notice that part before.
That I needed to come all the way down here.
You can't spend all your time taking meetings in shade. Come on.
Is this one of those just wait, it's a surprise things? I'm not really
Just shut up a second. Here.
Just look, man. Remember her message.
Things might be bad, but my biggest regret is that none of you are here to see the good that you started.
Yeah. That's very powerful. Oh.
Because you did start something.
Okay. Is this gonna be the same? Because he walks in, and then the portal opens behind him. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, leave a beat there. Yeah, there was different music for this moment, but it was, like, not licensed or something, so they're using previous score music from RWBY now that, like, they're not just showing it to a panel of attendees, they're showing it, like, this is something they need to use their own music for.
But how? You sent a message.
And the world answered.
The world answered.
Yeah.
Hey, Pearl, are you coming to the meeting or...
Damn. Hey everyone.
Hey everyone.
Is there more? The way the music is, it sounds like that's a no. And there, I guess, credits, because it's still something that needs, yeah. Oh, wait, are they gonna show the Remember Her Message concept art that I've been told exists? Yes, okay. Wow. Oh, man. Okay. Ah! Okay. So, as it turns out, that was the way that it's supposed to end, which is good. That's what I thought. So, let's start from the top. What have we learned here? Broadly speaking, it was great to hear from Nora and Oscar and Ren on top of everybody else. It was good to see Team Coffee. We didn't see Ilya. We saw Sun and Neptune, because those are the characters from Team Sun that the narrative will ever care about. We saw important oobleck. The way that it talks about Glynda comes across to me like an uncertainty, like there's plenty of room in the narrative for anything to still be going on. Like, the way that it frames it is absolutely not like they have the third relic, but Glynda's probably AWOL with it to some extent, however much that can be true about a relic that you need the Fall Maiden's powers to open the door to. So it still sounds like that's unaccounted for, and the narrative will need to focus on it later. Ozpin. I had a theory that I still wish were true, that Lewis was a former Oz. I really wish that were true, and it seems like this is like the final nail in the coffin of it not being true, because Oz has absolutely no idea what could have happened to Team RWBY. I like the sort of hard and fast rule that absolutely nobody, perhaps even Jin, knows about the Ever After. And I guess that wouldn't really matter whether Jin knows or not, because it would have to matter if anybody would know to ask the question in the first place. So it's not like she would have told anybody if she even did know. But Oscar, I've seen theories going around, or I guess speculation, I guess, more than theories, that by the time Team RWBY returns, that Ozpin and Oscar's merge would be complete, and I'm very, very, very glad that that's not the case, because I'm sorry, if you think that, or if you speculated that, you don't understand Oscar's character arc. You don't. You don't get it. He actually embodies his fairy tale illusion a lot more than any other character in the show, and that being the Little Prince. It's been confirmed over the course of the hiatus that Oscar alludes to the Little Prince, and the sort of central character narrative of that illusion is becoming a different person as you grow up. Like, there is a loss of a sense of self in the transition between childhood and adulthood, and there's this wanting to cling to who you are and not lose yourself. And that's very broad strokes. I'm probably oversimplifying, overgeneralizing it, but that's like the general gist of it, kind of, or at least how it applies to RWBY, because Oscar is quite literally being possessed by an adult, and he's quite literally losing himself and becoming more and more like Oz as they merge. And it's like, he's not Pyrrha. He's not Penny. He's not Little. There are specific types of characters who die in RWBY. Oscar merging would kind of be like a death of him. The death of his consciousness. At that point, it's just a walking husk piloted by Oz. And that's, you know, assuming that the end result isn't a merge of Oscar and Ozpin instead of being a just Ozpin, right? Because the whole idea is the merge, right? It's, here is this new character that is a combination of Oscar and everybody Oz has ever been. What essentially they've done is they've taken Penny's arc and given it to Oscar. they've taken the narrative device of Penny being hacked, and it's now essentially the same thing as Oscar is now hacked by Ozpin. Like, that is how bad the possession is at this point. Is basically, doesn't seem like he has control over who is piloting, which I like a lot, because I do think that in the time that has been gone, that it should be that there should be higher stakes to Oscar, because there's been some inordinate amount of time that will probably never be explained. That leaves us now with an Oscar who will definitely still have the opportunity to still be fully himself at the show's end, because I realize a lot of people are suddenly learning that I have hot takes about Oscar, but I like him a lot. He's a good bean. So it may be surprising to you that I have this much to say, but I do. So, Ozpin is going to die at the show's end. Like, there is no end of RWBY that does not involve Ozpin dying. That is going to happen. That is going to be the final beat of Ozpin's narrative. He is going to have a final death, because the relics will be fully brought together at some point, under some circumstances. It's kind of a MacGuffin device. So, we have to assume that it's going to happen. We have to assume the relics will be fully brought together, and when that happens, Oz was told he will die. No matter who brings them together, no matter what humanity looks like when they're brought together, how divided they are, how unified they are. It doesn't matter. Ozpin will die when the 4 relics are brought together. And so, at that point, all of that consciousness will leave. And at that point is the final beat of Oscar's character arc, which is the idea that, like, he's had this, you know, change in personality as he's grown up. He's had this merge with Ozpin. When Ozpin is gone, no matter how much they merged in the past, Oscar will never fully be the person he was before they started. Because whether it's a matter of the merge not fully being severable, or even as something as simple as him picking up Ozpin's mannerisms not because he was possessed, not because he was merging, but because that's just what happens when you live with somebody for so long. Everybody you've ever met in your life becomes a part of you. You are a collection of the people you surround yourself with, whether you're merging souls with them or not. And so I would kind of like to see that be Oscar's final narrative beat, so to speak. That's kind of everything I have to say. It was good to kind of see what I think was a blind worm from After the Fall, but I'm not sure. This did overall a really, really good job of just bringing us up to speed on Remnant. That's the entire purpose of this, obviously. What I would like to see is I would like to see Maria and Pietro, because we're kind of just left to assume that they're around because the Amity Coliseum is here too, and it's been retrofitted like a battleship. One thing that they didn't show us, but that we know is still a part of it, Raven obviously does meet Team RWBY outside of Vacuo, where their grave site is. So I would have liked to see that. I would have liked to know what they might have said. I don't think... That's a good question. I don't know if we ever would have actually gotten an answer, because the way that Carrie talks about it at the beginning here is that at the end of the original Chapter 11, you're not even supposed to know who it was who walked up to them. Maybe they have a conversation in Chapter 12, but this is billed as the entire Chapter 12. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about the absence of Raven. I would like to know what Team RWBY's reactions to seeing Raven would be, because that's kind of all that would have been in Volume 9, Chapter 11, as they've said. Because if Raven doesn't talk to them, are they happy to see her? Does she maybe give a sort of facial expression or body language off screen that makes them happier to see her? I mean, they'd be happy to see anybody, they just got back to Remnant. So in a sense, it kind of wouldn't say much. They'd probably be more conflicted than anything, or more like inquisitive or unsure. I imagine that's how it would have gone. This gives us a lot to think about. And the only thing that I think I have left to say is, this is, in essence, the first draft of RWBY Volume 10, Chapter 1. That is how we have to experience this, how we have to think about this. They even said it at the start of this video. Carrie and Eddie say, a version of this will be the first chapter, or will be in the first chapter. So we have to see all of this as canon. We have to see all of this as how the Vacuo arc will move forward with the narrative. And in saying that, what it also means is if RWBY does continue, and it doesn't do this, whoever is continuing it is not being faithful. And I hate to bring those words into existence, but there will come a time where we have to start thinking about that. Whenever, if ever, RWBY continues in whatever form, and it doesn't use this, I will be significantly less interested in it. And that sucks to say, but it's the truth. And that's kind of where I'll leave that off on. Couple other things that I still do want to talk about. At this point, I'm done talking about the epilogue. I kind of want to transition to talking about my channel, or the future of the show, or whatever. The future of my channel, rather. Obviously, we don't know where RWBY's going to go, how it's going to continue, but in whatever way that RWBY continues, however active RWBY will be, may as well be how active my channel will be. I'm going to continue uploading news videos as we hear things, but that's kind of it. I have one really major video and a couple of minor appearances, so to speak, minor videos that I do want to get out by the end of the year. At this point, I don't know how long it'll take them to come out. One will be in the summer, one will be around June. But yeah, it's been a long time since the previous RWBY Volume 9 reaction. This has been my reaction to the RWBY Volume 9 Extended Epilogue Animatic. The future's very uncertain, but if you'd like to experience it with me, like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. I'm Robin Rising. Have a good one.